And blessings, everybody. This your boy Richard Cheek, man. Guest host tonight for my cousin Eric Green. Just a random thought, man. I was thinking today, what's the quickest legal way to become rich? And I say legal because I ain't trying to get locked up. I done seen that a lot. That's not my way of life. It's not my style. But anyway, man, that's just a random thought. So this time we'll get into the show.
Hey, random thought.
Hey, random thought.
Hey, random thoughts. What the business is.
Hey, random thought.
What's up, random thought?
Hey, random thought.
I got a random thought for you.
Random thoughts.
Hey, random thoughts.
Hey, random thought.
Good.
Hey, random thought.
Shout out to my boy Eric J. What up, random thoughts? What's poppin'?
Say what?
What's going on, everybody?
What's up?
How's it going?
Hi, how y'all doing? Peace, kings and queens. Chief man, guest for my boy Eric. Glad you guys on me. At this time, I'll just like to take time for everybody to introduce themselves. Go first. It don't necessarily matter the order.
Y'all can go ahead. All right. My name is Warren Marlowe. I'm the host of the Buzzing with Marlowe podcast. If you don't know that, I'm also AKA the American Prodigy, independent pro wrestler in Florida and the Georgia area as well.
Okay.
Been a podcast for over 4 years now. Basically speak on just personal things that I've went through, experiences in life. I have guests on. I have new guests each and every week. We talk about anything and everything. We just shoot the breeze. I don't pre-plan anything and just see where the episodes have out. And the main goal is to help the audience learn, hey, if they want to be an actor or something like that, what it takes to do the grind to get to it or something like that. So, yeah, definitely.
Okay. That's good,
Appreciate
man. Have you on, man. All right, anybody else?
All right, I'm Zakia McCoy, host and creator of Cooking with Positivity podcast. I'm also an author, caterer, all that fun stuff.
Okay.
I'm happy to be here tonight.
Good job, Queen. Good job. I'm
I'm a host of, and the owner of Rod Uncensored Network. I'm a former hoe. I changed my life around about 5 years ago. So,
Okay.
I'm still working on myself, but it's still playing Bees Go for 25 and over Rod Uncensored Network.
Okay. I feel you, my bro. I appreciate you being honest like that. Keeping it real. That's what we need. Who next? Is that Tara?
It's Tara. Sorry. I just got home from work. I totally forgot about this. So, my name is Tara, but I am also known on YouTube as Opinionated Scent. I'm a fragrance influencer, as you could probably see. This is fragrance, not alcohol.
Yes, ma'am.
You got that polo in there? You got the polo?
I'm a girl. I'm a girl.
Okay. I thought you was just busting them down. This
is my collection. So these are selling. This is mine. Yeah.
Wow.
I also have a radio show on Opulence Radio called Truthfully Opinionated that runs on Mondays at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time and 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. And yeah, I just guest appear on a lot of different things. I just like talking, so I'm glad to be here.
Good, Queen. Glad to have you here.
Thank you.
Brother John.
Man.
Might not be at his computer or phone.
Right. Okay. We're gonna go to Brother Brian B. Oh, I will say hold that back. Hold that back. Brother,
my bad.
What's
I'm
up?
here.
What's up? I'm chilling.
Yes, introduce yourself, my man. Let us know what's going on with you.
What's good, y'all? Listen, I know everybody in the room, right? Almost. Yo, it's me, Brian B. Beeline, bro. Yo, it's nice to be on here. Hey, Richard, Thanks for taking over my boy Eric's show. I hope you're an awesome host, man. About to have some fun with you, brother.
Yeah, it's all right, man. Let's get it.
All right, yo.
All right. Trey,
Hi,
Trey,
Troy.
I want to introduce yourself.
What up, Troy?
Troy. Sorry.
What's
What up,
up?
Warren?
What's up?
Hey, what's up, everybody?
What's up, bro?
Introduce yourself.
Yeah, I'm about to. Let me let the people know. You know, I'm the host of Love Journal and Man of Horror, my horror podcast and my love therapy podcast, and I'm the author of the new book, Cicada Diaries, a horror novel anthology series. Super dope. Check it out.
Is it like a horror for like a Zane book horror? Or what?
Nah, that's nasty, nigga.
He
said Zane.
That's Rod right there. You already know Rod gonna have some crazy
damn,
shit.
man. God damn.
I mean, it's gory. It got some gory moments, but like that's the nastiest it's getting. Like,
God damn. Hey, yo, what about like a fuzzy suit, like horror book? That'd be cool.
There you go with that shit.
All right, guys. Hey, if y'all ready, man, let's get right into it, man. The reason why I desired to host the show tonight. I'm recently out of a failed marriage, and man,
me too. You know, I went through that too, brother. Go ahead.
Oh,
Me too. 11 years. So glad to
Me too. Me folks. Whatever.
Well,
not me. Sorry.
But what I will say is, what I learned from it is, I learned what types of things not to do in my next relationship. You know, I know the areas that I went wrong, and I accept the full responsibility for those things. Wish I could go back and change it, but I can't. But so it's time to move on. But I would like to actually, you know, talk about what we can do and what we can't do. You know, I would just like to got some questions I just want to, you know, throw out there and see what you guys think about. So as y'all know, we living in a time now where anything a man do is considered sassy. You know, it's like we can't express ourselves. If we hold a woman accountable, we're considered, oh, you being sassy. My question is, why is it sassy for men to hold women accountable these days when they do it to us all the time?
Can I ask a question?
Yes, ma'am.
God damn, this is a good one. This is a good one.
How are you holding her accountable? Like, what's your tone? Like, what's
no, I don't think like in any circumstance, like any circumstance, like it's from what I've experienced, like not in my personal relationship, but just from what I've witnessed from other people in relationships. It's like anytime a man holds a woman accountable for something, you know, the same way they do us, we're considered you sassy.
Well, I was in the wrong type scenario.
Listen, let me take a stab at what you're saying, because I think I understand what you mean. When men speak up now and tell a woman, I don't like when you do this, and I would prefer for you to do this, or they say anything about correcting her behavior, her attitude, it's, are you being overly emotional? Are you being real zesty right now? Like, I'm not used to this. I'm used to men and this is the truth. When I was growing up, I never saw my uncles pop crazy about what their wives did. We as kids never saw that. If it happened behind closed doors. But usually just the men just thought, that's just how she is. I can ignore her. I'm gonna grab my beer. I'm gonna go watch my game. She can rant and rave all she wants. I don't care. But now dudes are actually saying, I don't like this. I'm not gonna deal with this. And all of a sudden that's being twisted on them like, are you acting like a girl? Because we're used to women being the ones to do that. It's not okay, in my opinion. I don't subscribe to that. And I can't answer for the rest of women as to why they're saying that, other than they don't want to be told about themselves. So you gonna deflect and start attacking him and his character or his personality because you don't want to be accountable for your bullshit. I mean, can we curse on here?
Yes.
Oh yeah, let me ask that too. Yeah, because I'm reckless. Y'all know my mouth crazy.
Yeah. Just to keep it real. Just to keep it real podcast, man. Y'all, I mean, say what you got to say. But I totally agree with Sister Tara. Like, just in a few circumstances I've seen here recently around me, not me, but around me, that's exactly how it was. Simply accountability gets a man labeled sassy. All because we not willing to put up with the bull crap that other niggas willing to put up with. You know, all the disrespect, the cussing out, all the ratchetness. Like, personally, that's not me. I'm not with all that. So if I tell a woman, listen, I'm not about to deal with that, or if I express my feelings on that, then I'm considered as sassy.
But here's the thing.
The term sassy.
Yeah, I just want to say this as a man. Listen, The difference is if they call you sassy, I don't give a fuck. Like I think that's another thing. Like I think there are dudes who can be too too touchy with it. You feel me? Like I don't think it's sassy, and I don't think that every time a dude says something like, "Hey, as soon as I express any kind of emotion, you gonna instantly just classify me as on some sissy shit." Nah, but I'm saying if you gonna jump in and I got a whole fucking paragraph to read, well, why are you speaking to me like this? Then motherfucker, you might want to. I personally have been riding this wave that men need to toughen the fuck up a little bit, especially recently, because ever since everybody found the acceptance in constantly relieving your emotions in every situation, like Tara said, a motherfucking, okay, man, fuck this shit. I'm grabbing my beer. Let me go fucking find my shit, watch my shit, and then later on, then I'll fix that fucking problem. Let that shit die. Okay, go ahead. Bark, 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 bark. All right, you done? Let's go. Then it goes. That's the man shit. That's what I'm used to too. You know what I'm saying? But we still should be able to express ourselves in some way. But I ain't with all the bitchy shit, yo.
Yeah, but see that's
so I want to say real quick.
Yeah,
that's kind of like back, like that was the issue back in the day, because the problem is more so that men couldn't express themselves. And so instead, you're right, they would go grab a beer, but they also had a mistress. They said, "Oh, this bitch getting on my nerves. Let me go to Miss Johnson around the corner." Like, you know what I'm saying? So it was
nothing wrong with Miss Johnson. Don't be telling on people, Troy.
Well, y'all got Rod in here, Rod.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Your grandpas and great grandpas and shit used to have the same bitch they was fucking around with at the fucking cookout, and everybody know that's Miss Ruby. Oh shit, Miss Ruby. Right, you know what I'm saying? Because they didn't say nothing, but because they couldn't say shit about what they were going through or what they didn't like or what their wife was doing, so it was like, well, let me just shut the fuck up and go get another bitch. The bitch that's gonna do the shit that I do like, and then deal with the one that don't do the shit I like. So it's like now we not used to seeing them like speaking up, but it's like more so trying to prevent needing to fucking go and get another bitch right quick. Because if I go do that, then you know what I'm saying? So it's like more so in a place of, I think, just reaching that place of expression for everybody. I do agree that maybe some guys can be a bit too. I've come across, I got some uncles, I be looking like nigga.
Bruh.
But there is like, I don't think it should be pushed back at this point. Like I think men should be allowed to fucking express themselves. Fucking serial killers.
Allowed to express themselves, but you can't. This is, how do I say this without sounding really, really terrible? I don't think that you should be expressing yourself in the same way that your woman does. Because I'm a woman, I would get super emotional and full blown everything.
So they can't cry. That's what you're trying to say.
It has to be different. You can't be yelling at me and screaming at me. You can't be slamming refrigerator doors. Yeah, because I'm looking at you like, wait, what? That's what I'm
a flip, Tara. I'm gonna break some dishes in this motherfucker.
Like, okay, I'll break dishes, so that's okay. As long as you're not out here smacking them, because I'm tired. Not doing that.
Fuck that.
There just needs to be balance. I never want to shut you down. I never want to deny you your feelings. I just don't think that you should throw tantrums like I do.
I feel you.
That's why when you said the word sassy, I was like, can you elaborate?
I've never heard that.
Sassy, that's a whole other
level. Real crazy.
Warren,
I'm not even gonna lie, man. I'm not even gonna lie. Like when you said the word sassy, I'm sitting there thinking like,
yep, that's right.
I'm thinking of something else. I'm like, all right, and you're talking about, men's mental health and stuff like that. Well, first of all, your significant other, you should be able to be somewhat vulnerable with her, because that is the person you're with more time of the life. I mean, everybody's saying that, hey, they probably went through a marriage and stuff like that. I've went through a marriage now going on 6 years, and that's something I'm still learning. And that's something I'm still having to learn is like, okay, I'm not an emotional guy at all. Like, it actually drives my wife insane. Like, there's movies we watch, she could cry over. I don't have emotion. And I think that's why I'm good at pro wrestling, because people don't know if I'm faking or if I'm serious at times. Right. It's just the fact that when you say something like, well, I'm not even gonna lie, bro. The terminology of sassy was just something, it just threw me off when you asked that.
Everybody's sassy is hard.
Because it's like,
that's like a fucking
teapot. That's what I'm saying.
Like, the sassy or zesty. Both of those.
But the biggest thing, like I say, you got to be vulnerable with your significant other. You have to be that different type of escape zone for your significant other. If you have something going through, y'all should be able to speak it out, because that's what builds the foundation for it to keep growing, especially when you have kids and stuff like that. When you get to those chapters of this relationship and it gets to that point, like I'm going through it now, like we have my daughter and stuff like that. We don't spend as much time as we used to anymore because we're focusing more on our kids and stuff like that. And then, of course, the way life is,
you don't get no pussy when they
financial stuff
around.
like that. Bro, we could get.
But women are quick to call man. Say, listen, Eric, you ain't on the show today. Don't come in here.
I've
never called a man sassy.
That's what I'm saying. Like when you say the man sassy, I'm just
Never.
saying like it just throws me off. Like I get the
Okay,
points,
look, he's
like,
being
certain
nice.
things.
What they really say is you acting like a bitch. So sassy.
Yeah, I get that part. But it's
Yeah.
like when you say it's sassy, I'm like, hold up, man. Is
I never
she
even said
dating
that.
a man or is she dating a female? Like what is this? Like,
They
I'm
say
being
sassy,
blunt about it. I mean, like I said, it's
say all
like
that. It's
when you have your significant other, you should be able to express how you feel and stuff. But like Tara just said, there is levels of it. But women have to always understand as well too is, and I think a lot of people can agree to this. Women don't know how, they don't realize the controlling factor of when they do get mad because they stub a toe. Okay, my day's just going to shit regardless. All right, you know what? My husband's about to get it today. My husband's about to do this. My daughter did something. It's on him, something like that. That's the thing that's where they need to learn how to control because that is sometimes a lot hard for a man. When that shit happens to me, man, I'm going to a gym or something just so I can just refresh myself for 2 hours, whatever, just to relax. And just like what Brian said, finish it out, let it cool down, let it simmer. If we have to wait a night for it, fuck it. I will just chill it out, whatever, and then we'll talk about it the next day. Like, that's the whole thing, I think, with boundary scenarios. So that's my opinion.
Al, I want to say one thing onto that too. Like I said this a while back, and it didn't get received the right way, but I meant it. I mean, it's working for me. Fuck it. But I do understand. I'm not trying to give anybody excuses or trying to put any kind of shit on anybody. But women do go through different things than men. Hormones are different. Chemical balances is different. Tara. I think it was during the March. But women do go through different shit, yo. Yeah. And my girl,
that full moon, it'll change somebody's
expression,
I guess.
but my girl, she broke that shit down for me one day. She wasn't even mad at nothing. She wasn't using that excuse or nothing, but she just broke it down. She's like, yeah, my body does this and this is how it works. And I'm like, damn, I went to school and I don't know that shit. But I had to kind of think to myself, like, yo, they really do be going through a lot of shit. Like, they body just be turning on them and shit. So it did kind of help me kind of just understand, like, maybe I can be a little bit more sensitive where I'm not. Like, you know what I'm saying? Maybe I could walk away instead of arguing a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Like, just small shit like that. Understanding the boundaries, like Warren was saying, or set some boundaries or some balances and be understanding. I feel like that would leave the sassy shit a little bit, more out of the relationship.
But your wife your fiance also has to understand that hormonal imbalances and changes don't give you a right to be a bitch just to be a bitch.
Absolutely, you're absolutely right.
Some women fall back on that and use it as a crutch and just go, "Oh well, I was on this."
We need to clip that.
You got to fix that.
Yeah, you're right.
Eve ate the apple, not me. So don't blame it on me. That's what the men feel like. Listen, and I understand, but you got to do some vitamins, some birth control, something to help you with it. It's cool. But I hate people who say, oh, that's just how that person is. That's not a valid excuse to mistreat.
Fully agree.
So you still got to be accountable.
Yeah. Or those
absolutely
people,
right.
Or no offense, like the ones that are on medicine for depression, stuff like that. I mean, that is 9 times out of 10. I mean, I don't know how people think of it, but mostly it's the females aspect that's taking these medicines that they just take that shit out on anybody that's around them.
But I think that might be different because that stuff changes the chemical mess in your brain. I don't know if they have any control over that. If you're having that reaction, you and your husband need to go back to your doctor and they need to prescribe you something else. Because again, how is that okay for him to have to get abused emotionally and mentally by you because you popping pills? That's different.
Bro, listen.
I think also what it's about, because you, like I said, when you're with your significant other, you spend so much time with that person. It's also the circle that they're around as well. My circle is very, very slim. Like if you're not around me with the wrestling scenario, you're not around me with this podcasting thing or something like that, I'm really not socializing with anybody. Because the fact is, if it's the biggest thing is what I've learned is you become that circle that you are. And that's something that I've learned with my wife as well, is when she's with some of her work friends or maybe her sister sometimes at a time, she kind of gossips more and doesn't even realize it because it's just she's in that bubble. That bubble's going to fill in her mind and be like, oh, I'm gonna bring it home. It's just a rejuvenating thing. I gotta have my girls' night or whatever, and it's like, all right, that's who I am for this day or the week. Like that's why I use the metaphor. It's a full moon just struck out, and Lord knows what kind of hell is gonna happen that day. Like it's just the fact of you just got to understand both perspectives. Like you just said, women do go through a lot of things, but there is also things like they should be able to talk to their husbands about, understand it, kind of get that memoir down, but also they got to understand the man as well. And that's the biggest thing. I think a lot of people, it's just like, hey, it's about me. I'll think about if it's about you at times.
Y'all better start grabbing him by their throat, throwing him up against the wall and fucking him into submission because y'all tripping.
I'm about to say, but see, okay, so I was gonna say the other half of that, the fucked up part of that.
You come on, with your friends.
It's not in my area, so I don't know.
I'm gonna go like a press release. I better get it together.
Now I know. Now this next question, I know everybody gonna have input on.
All right.
So what do you do when you're in a relationship, right? In a committed relationship, and one person's sex drive is way more higher than the other person?
You ain't gonna be in that relationship long. That's an easy fucking question right there. That's just what it is.
There we go. That's it.
You gotta
That's
be realistic. If somebody's
they'll try.
It's over. You can forget about it. Yeah, you won't get
They'll
try, but it's not gonna last.
But when they get the ring, that sex drive go down. So that's once they get that ring.
Sometimes, Rod. That is a sometimes. It depends on, like I said, with the kids scenario and stuff like that. You kind of got to like apportion it, like when they do movies and stuff and they show the parents, they go, oh, is it Saturday already or stuff like that. They make that joke, but it's actually a true thing. Like you schedule that shit, which is kind of weird to me. So it's like
schedule some ass.
But
so it's like
sometimes that can be fun though. Scheduling it isn't always a bad thing. You got something to look forward to during the week or whatever you got going on. Don't think about it in a negative way. But if y'all
Thursday night is sex night.
Now they bet on you that night, then what's your opinion on that? Okay?
If you get married and then kick out 7 kids, y'all just don't have the kind of time that you used to.
I'm gonna tell you something, Queen Tara. Let me tell you, this is what I noticed in the past. A lot of times you and your girl get text all day, right? About what we're gonna do when we get home.
Go right to sleep.
I'm there with you, bro.
Get home, take a shower. You come out the
fall
shower.
asleep on you.
How do you deal with that situation?
You say somebody who getting out the shower? The girl get out the shower and then what?
No. Like if the husband get out the shower, they get ready to do everything they talked about all day now.
Y'all should have showered together. That's the problem.
I'll start it off. I'll just say
he already said my name, Brian. Thank you so much.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But, and I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. I'm in my 40s. I'm 43. And if you all have ever heard anything about a woman that's in her 40s, is we turn 40. We wake up that day of turning 40 and all we want is sex every second of every day. That's how it's been for me. So I have reverted to an 18 to 24-year-old boy. That's where I am right now with my sex drive. I don't have any issues with my partner giving it to me like I want it. But I can say this, if I felt this way now because of my hormones and someone was like, oh, I can't keep up with that, or I'm not willing to give you that, it would be problematic for me because I don't play with the toys and do the self-penetration and all of that. So if you don't physically feel like doing it, you better grab some toys or you better grab that mouth and you better get me where I need to go.
That's right, though. That's the fucking point right there. I agree with her. I agree with her fully, and I'm glad people are finally saying this shit because that's another thing about men, yo. And I've been saying this. I speak my mind. I don't give a fuck. I don't feel bad. I don't care. I'll grab a toy in a minute. Let me not be in the mood. I'll get you done. I'll tell you right now. I'm tired. I've been talking mad shit, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna make something happen in this motherfucker, even if I don't feel like doing nothing.
Exactly.
I ain't scared to say it either. Dead ass.
But see, I agree with that, but I'm on the other slight side because I don't mind self toys, like using toys yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like the little
I won't be
machine
mad
that
at
go
you.
around and
Yep.
spin and shit. You don't feel like it tonight? Cool. I got my machine. That bitch charged up. Let's go. Like, fuck it.
And see, the thing is, Troy, you don't want them to think
But
they
I can
don't
see
need
that
you
not
and shit.
lasting. I don't want to have to.
Yeah, they don't
no.
want to-
Yeah,
exactly.
I don't want to have to always do that shit. Like, yeah, okay,
Yeah.
fuck it. Let's go ahead and use the toy today. But like, I'm not trying to use that bitch all the time. So yeah, it can definitely be a
As a
problem.
woman, I don't want to mess up my nerve endings. It's a lot of girls out here who cannot feel their clits anymore because they let their rolls suck their soul out. I'm not doing it.
God almighty.
I'm not doing it.
Hey, Rich, I feel bad for you. Yo, Eric just threw you to the fucking wolves with like four of the worst motherfuckers up in here. Five
Yeah,
of them.
literally.
Man, it's fun.
I like your black
I'm enjoying it, bro, for real. But I was saying, Brian, you made a valid point, bro, because
Tara speaks on every woman just from that point of view. Love it. That's the way that they need to be. Period. Period.
I wanted it, but as a man, we got to make sure we stiff down there. See, a woman, all they say that.
That's right.
The biggest thing I think when you think about the whole relationship scenario, and I think
My bad. Rich, I didn't hear the last part what you said.
What'd you say?
Oh, with us men, if we ain't saluting down there, we're gonna have to grab some toys.
Yeah, you're right, bro. That's just how it's got to be, man.
Yeah, sometimes we struggle down there.
Is she helping you? Is she leaving it up to you, or is she she wrapping them lips around it? What are we doing? Where's the? It ain't all the men. If you want something and he ain't up, get him up. Now, if he having some ED situations, we might have to talk about a hall pass for me. Because again, I'm not dealing.
But also, too, the reality
hall
is,
pass. Wait a minute,
sex is a mental thing.
Troy, don't be sliding.
Troy, break that down. It's a lot of mental sometimes.
Hall pass, bro.
I was joking. I would not cheat on my partner. I would seriously hope we never had to deal with that, though. That's scary.
Oh yeah, I did some scary shit.
I was just gonna say, fucking. But sex is also mental too. So it's like,
it's definitely
if it's been the kind of fucking day that I got fired, or fucking my mama just called me, she fucking sick or some shit. Like it's like, yeah, my head is literally not there, and that's the only difference too. Like your body responds to that. So if your head ain't there, ain't nothing else gonna be there. It's gonna be like, shit.
Which head we talking about? Because again, I say.
Well, yeah, no. I mean, it also does depend. I will say it does depend on how good.
And Troy,
if you're good enough to take my mind away from everything,
exactly. Use sex more.
It doesn't matter your mood or anything. If it's happening, I don't care if the world's coming to an end. That's good for me. Like, what are you talking about? Like, if you're in a mental state, like, bro, you telling me you having sex with someone and you're depressed. You're not gonna be depressed, depending on how long that time is. Whatever move, whatever y'all are doing, you can't tell me you're gonna still be in a depression state after that. I'm sorry.
Hey, but sometimes you bust that clip too quick. Sometimes you bust that clip too quick. Sometimes you need a long day.
That or something.
Keep going.
Something for the ladies. When a dude busts quick, now if he does it every single time, that could be a problem. But if y'all just got together, he come in 2 minutes. That means you got that. Ooh wee! So say
that nigga was excited. He said, "God damn!"
Exactly. That's a compliment to you.
That's where that Kevin Hart shows up and says, "No, he wasn't ready."
A lot of them got the unrealistic goals. Sometimes 3 5-minute rounds is good enough.
Girl, you better take that. That's a win.
Seconds of massacre right there.
I'm gonna go a little bit.
I said, you better start taking some maca root and some, doing some yoga and shit.
Let me say this part real quick before you switch subjects. I just want to say this at one point too, because the question is also involving if you're in a relationship. I believe he said. So if you're in a relationship, you do kind of hold the responsibility. If your partner, like Tara said too, you might get that hall passed on your ass if every fucking 5 minutes you like, nah, baby, I ain't in the mood. I'm not. That's your man. That's your woman. You got an obligation to them to a degree.
Why don't we get the pass though when our head hurts though?
We get the fucking pass.
The craziest thing is when is a man turning down a girl? That's my thing. When is in a relationship,
Warren,
when is a male ever turning down a woman? It's usually the other way around.
Look at my hand. Look at my hand right here. I turn my baby down sometimes. If I ain't in the mood, I ain't in the mood. It's just what it is.
Listen,
I don't care if I don't
Brian-
care if I had an hour of sleep. I'm not turning it down. Period.
That's because you're a pro
Brian,
wrestler, nigga. You know how to.
wait, Brian.
I'm not turning nothing down.
I got to give you a disclosure for Brian. Brian suffers from light skinneditis, so you can't listen to nothing he said.
You better listen to some shit.
It's light skinned dude talking about I turned my
It's
girl
a very real illness that's affecting half of America
Oh,
today.
I take care of my baby all the time, but if I don't feel like it, I ain't gonna lie to you. Shit. All right, hold on. I'm over here doing. Hey, Terror, I'm in the back doing backflips and shit. Like, all right, I gotta get the energy up. Fuck out of here. I ain't in the mood, baby. I'm sorry. What the fuck am I gonna do?
Bro, you sound like that dude off that movie Forgetting Sarah Marshall. Is it in? It's hurting me.
Yep, there you go.
You know what? I do not subscribe to that though. I don't think that I have a headache. Well, bust this nut you won't anymore. I just wish more women would stop.
It's the woman. I'm sorry, bro. It's got to be the woman that's saying some shit like that all the time. I've never met a man
I wish
that's telling
more
that
women
to him.
understood that though. Do you know how many health benefits there are in having sex? They even have a study that says that you live longer if you fall asleep next to a person that you're in love with. So why would you want to cut that?
Don't jump away from the man. Who over there? Don't tell her to preach. Listen, that's the thing. This is why she can say that. Listen, and I love you, Taylor. This is why she can say that shit. Because she ain't the one. She ain't the one fucking pumping and doing all this extra shit, sweating like a fucking slave.
She gotta do all the shit.
My head hurt.
No. I'm talking about the women the men who wake up 7 months later and they can't take their life. But she got a headache every day for 7 months. That's not okay.
I feel you. I'm just fucking around.
talking about like it's like hula hoop training.
I will say this. I did discover though that actually sex actually relieves your headache. I've learned that it does for me anyway.
That's what I'm saying. When do you get it?
Not even so much as sex as it is just ejaculation. Like
so you're
I've been told that I have a sex drive like of an 18-year-old. I'm sorry. I'm not even kidding.
Well, let me go.
Yeah, no, my drive is high.
Yeah, let me go deeper.
But, yeah.
Bro, my wife will tell you like literally, yeah. I'm crazy. Yeah.
All right,
you got the athlete energy.
Let me ask y'all this. Why do y'all think those of us who've been married or have been in serious committed relationships?
Oh God.
Why is it that people are so quick to leave when things get hard? You know, you can say you love somebody all day. Good.
When the money funny.
I don't want to hurt somebody's feelings.
I'm married.
Everybody's so quick to leave and want to separate or go their separate ways. But
okay.
I
got that one.
Love them through all the dysfunction, the bull, everything. So why do people leave when things get hard?
Based off the environment, and like I said, it was based off the bubble that people are around. And I think I think anyone could speak on this one. I mean, on a woman's perspective, most of the time it's either around their friends or something like that that gets that environment more built up. And secondly, I hope someone don't take this a wrong reference. Most of them are daddy's girls. And if they don't treat bro, I'm telling you, like most of the ones that are the daddy's girls are the ones that are looking at it as like, all right, they got to do this, they got to do this, they got to take out the trash, they never do this, we never do these things, stuff like that, and it does build up. And then say like if a financial stuff, obviously that can build up as well. Like I think like when we talk about it is women stress way more at times than men do at most. But when the men stress, it's either we hold it in or we're just at that point. It's just like, all right, bro, why am I continuing this? Because in reality, if you read the research on marriage, it's really a bigger downfall for a male than it is a female. Because 9 times out of 10, you got to pay the alimony. If you have the kids, you're basically going to have to pay an extra income off of this stuff. Unless if your spouse is possibly a drug addict or something like that, which is going to be hard to find out that research scenario. But it's like those common things. I feel like especially the way the world is now, man, they treat marriage like it's a fucking joke now. And that's something I never understood. Like I told, like when me and my wife met, I never thought I was getting married. I never thought I was getting married because of my past. I have a son with a woman that I was with in high school, and it really went to terrible shits for a long time. I didn't even want to be in a serious relationship ever again. That's how bad it got for me. And for me and my wife, for me to actually get married to her, and obviously, and I told her, I said, hey, you'll never have to worry about me divorcing you, because literally I'm going to give you all my effort and energy to this, because I ain't got nothing. I mean, reality, like, I'm not trying to pay extra alimony or anything like this in the future. But also, like I said, man, I gave my oath into that church where we said, hey, I'm going to abide by that. Now, if you tarnish what I'm doing or anything like that, I mean, that's on you type scenario. And then obviously something's not meant for it. But I would give you my full effort to literally cherish everything we can do. And that's something I feel like a lot of women at that time, it's just like, oh, and like I said, with their friends and stuff like that, they say, hey man, why are you still with them? Why are you doing this? You could do so much better and stuff like that. And it's just like the fact, and it's like a piece of jacket, like, oh, this is cool for a little bit. The fur is getting a little bit rusted. Now it's time to drop it off. I feel like that's why that's where I think it gets to.
Yeah.
See, I have a theory, kind of like that. It's a lot of different factors, but I think overall, in the past, the way that we've seen marriage, people were married too fucking long. People didn't used to get rid of their relationships because it was like, oh, we don't do divorce around here, but they also dealt with some of the worst shit in the world. Like I just mentioned, you know what I'm saying, Miss Johnson and Miss Ruby around the corner, everybody knew about that shit. But your great grandma, your great great grandma, they wasn't leaving Pawpaw ass because that's just not what they do. But they sit there getting cheated on, and the whole world know. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like back then, I think marriage was a thing that people dealt with whatever the fuck came with it. If that was abuse, if that was neglect, if that was financial strain, no matter what it was, we gonna stay here. And it was like, now I think so many people are fearful of that the moment things are starting to even get close to it, it's like, oh bitch, peace. Bye, nigga.
Exactly what she just put in that comment. I agree with her on that. And that's a lot of things how people feel. They feel like even if they're not in a relationship, they feel like they can give the best relationship advice. That's what I never understood ever.
Okay, so for me,
I mean, just because you're in a relationship don't always necessarily mean you're doing it right or healthy.
No, I'm not saying that either. But most of them, if they're not in a relationship at times, it's either they're either too picky, or it's the fact that something they do have is good, and they're just like, it is what it is.
For me, I think my perspective is it's immaturity. Nowadays, people from the welfare system, if you leave him, you can go and get all the hookups. You can live on Section 8 and have your rent for $8, and all of that. Then there's also the fact that people the individualistic mentality that we have here. If you tell me no, I can go do something else. We're independent women now. We have our rights. We're making money. We're the most educated or degreed people. So we feel like we don't need a man. This agenda is being pressed upon us to say, you don't need a man to do this. You can do everything by yourself. Hell, you can raise kids by yourself. Good luck teaching a little boy how to be a man, saying it's how you've never been one. But that's a whole nother subject. So to me, I think we don't take anything seriously anymore. I think everything is so overly sexualized that you really think you can hop and get
now I'm fucking around. Okay.
Jump to the next one. And it's like, no, there's no soul ties. You can't pair bond anymore. You can't even connect with your soulmate if it is your soulmate, because you done had your soul fucked out of you by 20 other men in the last year.
Damn.
So
listen, she fucking preaching right now.
You're point on.
Listen to everything she's saying right now.
And then you're gonna be in regret about 20 years and be like, damn, that was the real one. Like,
but here's the shit. Like, just like Tara said, I was listening to everybody what they were saying because I was wanting to see if I was like, if I felt the same way everybody else did. I think it's kind of a mixture for me, man. I think that a lot of what Tara said is the times, man. Shit is simplified. Let me tell you something. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. Not a soul needs another motherfucker at this point. If it ain't to procreate, everybody can be an individual. Every motherfucker in this fucking room right now in this planet can go take their ass, for the most part, unless you got like a physical disability or some shit. For the most part, take your ass, get you a cell phone, get you a fucking spot in the woods with a tent, and order everything off of Amazon and be sitting there for the rest of your fucking life till your days run out. Fuck a flesh doll or a rose. You can sexually gratify yourself. You can fucking financially satisfy yourself. You can do everything individually. It's not just women, men too. We don't need each other. Yo, I don't give a fuck what nobody says. We don't need each other. So people consistently
That's what R&B
find the
is different.
things that they are interested in from other parties, and as soon as that shit ain't matched, whether it be fucking personality, whether it be fucking compatibility, whether it be sexuality, if that shit fails and them levels start coming lower than the fucking bar is supposed to be, then niggas is ready to dip. Because there was never any love really found, because nobody ever needed anybody for anything specific. They wanted you for the certain qualifications that you came with, but you didn't have a connection. You were just enjoyment. You were pleasure. You were an option. You were somebody. I have 4 kids, so now I need a nigga that's going to be here to take care of me and my 4 kids, or to just be around because I have 4 kids, and a lot of niggas ain't going for that shit. Or you're somebody like, oh, I got a girl because I don't like to cook and clean, and I live in a fucking pigsty, but this bitch want to take care of me. She want to work, and I can sit home and fucking put the heater on and chill and do whatever I want in my drawers all day. So everybody, I really do feel like I'm not gonna say everybody, because there are people out there who still want to have love and have marriage and stay committed. There's plenty of, I guarantee there's plenty of relationships where motherfuckers haven't cheated, there motherfuckers haven't done anything, and they've been married from high school to fucking the 80-year-olds that they are now. Yeah. But it's just,
and do you know why?
Marriages
Because they
start way
love,
too young.
not for things, not for tangible. They married for love.
Yeah.
And you know what?
Out there, man.
Way too young.
Right. You know what I think too? I think a lot of the morals and the values of nowadays have shifted. So nowadays we're so locked into what they do on BET, what they do on Love and Hip Hop, social media, all of this.
I don't have cable, bro.
Influence.
Don't any of that shit no more.
That is throwing off the value of what love really used to be.
Influence, man. You're right.
I mean, you watch all these movies and watch all these different things, and I think, and like I said before, people assume when they turn 23, they got to get married. Like that is like the new age limit to get married nowadays. If you're in the military, oh, guess what? We get housing allowance. I got to get married. I got to get these things. Like it's so many different things.
But do you hear what you're talking? No, it's things. They're not married for love. They're married for
that's what I'm saying. It's materials at times.
But then also too, I think it's like people like it's like how Brian was saying, like people like the idea of people. Like it made me think about like. So recently, I had a conversation with someone whose mom, like her father passed, and she just kind of didn't know. It's been like years, and she was saying, you know, like at this point, she was like she don't start eating until about 3 p.m. And she's like, oh, well, why you do that? She's like, oh, well, you know, I didn't used to eat until he got home from work. And it was just like so much of her life. Right? But no, it's not cute. That's not cute. It's not cute. That means you didn't eat until your body didn't. You know what I'm saying? Like that, like. People invest so much into that, like without, like I think the problem is also too people aren't whole at times. Like
that's a possibility.
MLK's son, when he was talking about like how, you know, Jonathan Majors was talking about his mama, he was like, my mom wasn't just his wife, she was a whole person too. She was also Coretta Scott, and it's like the problem is too motherfuckers don't know themselves. So
I can agree with that.
Okay, they cling on to something that they might like to almost make it a part of their own, you know, personality or whatever, and they like the idea of that. And once you're not fulfilling that idea, they don't know who you are anymore. It's confused.
I think we say that incorrectly though. We always say you want a half a person and a half a person to make a whole. No, you need 2 whole people to make a whole.
And whole.
A whole relationship. And that's what we have to get. We have to get.
You're right. You're right.
But a lot of like women, you're not just the husband. You're not just a wife. You're that and other person.
You had a whole life before them. Come on, your life is not ending because you got married, and that's a healthy way to stay married too. Keep your separate lives and still have this thing together. Still keep your friends if they're good, wholesome people. Like they say, you are what you eat. You are who you hang out with. Everybody that's around you, your close circle, you should want people who are above where you are, so you are constantly challenging yourself to be better. If you're the smartest person in the room, that's a problem.
Right.
Yeah, I agree with that too. Yeah. I think it's a bunch of differences, and at the end of the day, just like everything else in every other situation, a lot of shit relies on your, you know, way of being. Like, how much are you going to dedicate yourself into what you're doing? I don't give a fuck what it is, man. You can be in a relationship with somebody who's the most committed person in the world, and you're not, but maybe they influence you to become more committed because you're like, you see how well. Maybe they learn from you. I've learned from my woman in a lot of ways, you know, shit that I used to do, you know, differently. So she has helped fill in some of the gaps that I was missing, and I think that is an important factor. I didn't go to her for that; it just happened. While I had that's one of the reasons I know it was right. You know what I mean? But people do forget, like, you know, you do have to make your decision to stay. because shit is going to be fucked. If you go into some shit with some unreal expectations, then you set yourself a fail. As soon as you got a problem, you fucking flipping in your phone left and right, trying to find the next nigga who fits your description. But
and the grass is not always greener on the other side.
Hell
That's the
no.
thing.
Not at all.
You
Hell no,
for the rest
man.
of your life, if you think you're gonna find a man who's never gonna get on your nerves, girl,
Trying to
please.
tell you.
I do not
Trying
have
to
time.
tell you.
That is so true.
Dead ass.
Well, fellas and ladies, man, look, I'm gonna wrap this segment up, man. Got some stuff to
Already?
do.
I was having so much fun.
I got another show I'm about to go jump on too. I'm about to
For
go.
real, man.
Me too, actually.
Yeah.
Got me laughing, man. I'm still laughing at you, bro. Look, I appreciate all the entertainment, man. For real.
Yeah, that's been great. You did a good job too, Rich.
Definitely did good.
Thank you. For the first time, I really appreciate that. So look, man, y'all man, we'll do it again soon.
You saw Flan? Yeah.
All right, well, peace out, man. Y'all have a good night.
Oh, they go Eric right there. Oh shit! I'm like, wait, more people.
Let me jump in real quick. Let me jump in.
Oh shit!
Hey,
the host supposed to come now. Oh shit!
Right.
Hey, no, man. I got to thank Richard, man. Thanks, fam. Thank you, man.
Oh yeah, no doubt, cuz.
Appreciate it, man. Hey, yo, so Richard want to start his own podcast. Y'all check him out. He's coming soon. Go say give him all the love, you know. And I appreciate all of y'all for being on. People's coming in.
Appreciate
Anyways, hey y'all, but let me go ahead and do my closing. Hey y'all, thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Random Thoughts with Eric G. Hey yo, this right here was hosted by my good cuz, my good boy, the Richard Cheek. Y'all check out this show plus many more on all platforms and on YouTube, and also check out all my series within a season. This season 6. Y'all again, man, I appreciate everything, and like I always say, God bless you. Peace.
All right.
Bro.
Thank you.
Peace.